Welcome to Through the Rough, a place where real life people share the real life experiences that have shaped us into who we are today.
Welcome back to part 2 of Sam and Slade's conversation.
You came here like, look, she's pregnant. I'm like, what, already? He's like, yeah, the twins. I'm like, fuck, shut up. Stop lying. Hey, I was like, you got to be fuck. No way. I'm like, really? Yeah, I'm being serious. I'm like, no, you're not.
Hence the tears in my eyes.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you okay, dude?
No, it's cool though. Got a boy out of the deal.
Boys are cool. I'm glad I don't have a girl. Well, Lindsay's hard enough to handle.
Yeah,
But
but
I couldn't imagine a house full of them.
bunch of princesses, man.
Yeah. Little girls are daddy's girls, though. Little boys are generally mama's boys.
Yeah, but I like be as manly as you want. When a 2-year-old gives you those puppy dog eyes, like they got you.
Oh, yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
fold.
God, they grow so fast.
Yeah, they do.
Shit, Roland's 11 now. Roland turns 12 this year. He's already as tall as Lindsay. Lindsay's not tall, but she's 5'3", but Roland's just a little boy. He's one of the tallest kids in his class.
He's 12.
He turns 12 this year, yeah.
Libby was just 12. I think she's 16, gonna be 17. Oh my
God.
God, she's gonna be 17.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast they grow. You don't realize how fast your kids grow up.
That's insane.
Like, we look at, like, I got pictures everywhere on the wall, and you walk past them and you see that picture, and that's in your mind's eye. That's how you see your kid. Like,
Yeah.
I still see him as this little 5 and 3-year-old,
Yeah, that's like I tell my kids. I know you mentioned it before. Like you see me as the whatever.
13-year-old boy.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
then, you see your kids as that wherever it's stuck in your mind. 3-year-old Braxy, Asper, Ibby,
I don't know if we have time for you to name all of your kids. What are there, 10?
Up our size limit to the upload.
Yeah. You got 10 kids, right? Something like that.
Episode 2, yeah,
Yeah.
10, 11 with with my stepson. But yeah, like I always tell them, I see them like they're still 7.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's 7, but
What do you think our parents, like, as parent, not just ours, but like anybody's parents, like, do you think that they still see you even as an adult, as a child?
I would bet that a lot do, and I bet that a lot don't.
I'm wondering, like, what's healthy versus unhealthy when you think about, like, I feel that my role as a parent is a coach, right? Like, I got to coach my child the best that I can so
Yep.
that when it's time to kick them out of the nest, Sparta style, which I'm going to, I'm going to put them on the front porch. I'm going to chest kick those fuckers and just, this is Sparta. Now go buy your own house.
I have
But-
one of them little plastic wells.
yeah, right. But like, right? But like, when do you, as a parent, stop seeing your kid as a little kid? And if you can't stop seeing your kid as a little kid, is that because you are having a hard time relinquishing that identity as a parent?
I mean, that could be. Identity is another big thing, Building bridges, I identified as a bridge builder. That was my identity. When I was done, it felt like a piece of me was gone or I didn't know who I was. It took a while to like start finding myself again. And when you don't have to be a parent anymore, I mean, you're always going to be a parent.
Yeah.
When those, I need you as often as you have them, when those are gone, I imagine that can mess with somebody's sense of self.
Yeah.
But what's healthy, I guess I don't know. It's whatever feels right.
Yeah, but then you get these bitches that have that, what's it, something by proxy where there's like whatever feels right and they feel right by poisoning their kids. So
Yeah, that Munchausen's by proxy or something.
I don't know what it's called. Munchkins by proxy.
There we go.
all live in the lollipop gang. Wait, what? What are you talking about? But you know what I mean. Yeah, I think it's it's weird to think of that when you stop being healthy and when you start becoming unhealthy as a parent.
I would say as long as you're contributing to or not impeding another human's growth,
That's a really good way to say it.
that
I often wonder what my life is going to be like in 40 years. If when I'm an 87-year-old man, am I going to see my kids will be in their late 60s? Well, no, my kids will be in their Jesus, how old will my kids be in 40 years? Roland will be 51, 52 years old. God, it's pretty young. A little older than me, but I wonder if I'll still see him as a little 10-year-old or if I'll see him as an old man.
to say
Yeah,
might be a little bit of both.
maybe. Enjoy the journey.
It's crazy, dude. Like 80 years. Think about being 80 years old. But think about how fast 40 came.
Oh my god. I don't want to. I'm over halfway.
And
I'll be dead.
it just keeps going faster.
Half my and that's another like, I'm recognizing my mortality.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Oh my god. I've totally been in these shoes here for the last year or so where I'm recognizing my mortality. Like, hey, man, I'm 47 years old. I haven't done shit. I haven't done shit. I haven't done anything in my life. I haven't done anything in my life, like, remarkable or nothing. Like, I have nothing to leave behind. Not that it matters because who gives a fuck? When 50 years after you're dead, nobody's gonna know you were alive in the first fucking place, so who gives a
Right,
shit what you leave behind, right?
right.
But it's like, have I contributed to the positivity of others and helped create a positive source that radiates outward through other people? And that's where I'm starting to recognize where I want my life to be and how I want my life to end. Not what I leave behind, but what others take from knowing me and my journey and how it's helped benefit their journey. Because, like a ripple effect, it will help everybody that they come in contact with. And my life's not great. I'm not an example for anyone, but I try to recognize adaptations and opportunities for growth when they present themselves.
That alone is doing something. Like, I forgot what the actual numbers were, but, like, you're connected to something like 1,000,000 people through one interaction. Just, what you do. Say you hold the door open for somebody and they were having a bad day, but that action it just made their day.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna let somebody get in front of them in traffic, and now that person was having a bad day. Now they're gonna do something, and they pass it forward, and just like you said, that ripple effect, and that I mean, that can technically could find its way back to you somehow, but, like, it has an impact, and that's being self-aware and conscious of, like, you had brought up traffic, and I know, was that, like, 5 years ago you had brought up, like, you wanna learn patience,
I was actually
traffic.
gonna say that again.
That's after you had mentioned that to me, I started practicing it, and it's amazing what that can do just for yourself. If you're having a rough day and you're like, "Ah, I'm gonna let this guy in front of me."
I'll say what Slade's talking about is, I had mentioned to him this is through my own, like, journey of not being an asshole anymore. My own journey of life. I recognize that if you can get your shit together while you're in traffic, that's a really good place to start. Because a lot of people who struggle with different types of emotions or controlling emotions in traffic, they get upset if somebody cuts in front of them or somebody stops too fast or if somebody's trying to get in. It seems like people have this tendency, and I say people, but I speak for myself and I think I speak for others, have this tendency to take things like they're personal, like, oh, that guy slowed down because he was trying to block me in. That's ridiculous. The guy has no idea you even exist. He probably didn't even know you were back there. So, a method for controlling yourself is controlling yourself in traffic. Just go with the flow, man. Who gives a shit? Like, when you get there, enjoy the drive. It's the drive that you should enjoy.
The journey.
Yeah. Because the journey of life is living your life because the destination's a fucking casket 6 feet under the ground or whatever what do they call it when they burn you alive? Or not
Creme
alive.
that,
Not
I
alive.
think that's called murder.
That's exactly all right. Yeah, cremation. But it's either in the ground or in an urn. So, like, if you can control your shit in traffic, that's a really good place to start because you can recognize that. And I've said before, I'm like, imagine if people in a grocery store checkout line or pushing their shopping carts through a grocery store treated you like they do on the interstate.
Yeah,
There'd be fistfights at every Hy-Vee and Baker's around town.
but I think, like, the highway is the first version of, like, the keyboard warriors on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, there's a sense of animos or, anonymous
Anonymity.
a anonymous
Yeah, let's just say anonymous. You could be anonymous.
There we go.
Anonymity, I think, is how you
That's
say it.
yeah. It's
But
like saying Worcestershire.
I am good with Worcestershire sauce, man. I love Worcestershire sauce. It's an easy one.
It was the best of shires, it was the worst of shires.
It was the Worcestershire sauce. Potato. But no, I think if people can start recognizing those behaviors, and it's just a really good way to help it's a good starting point.
Yeah.
So keeping yourself in check, keeping your emotions in check, controlling what you can control versus what you can't control, enjoying the journey, enjoying the ride. I get like sometimes you're in a hurry,
Yeah,
but you can't
but
control what other people are
what if
doing.
what if that person's trying to go see the person they love in the
Yeah.
hospital before they die?
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Give a
So
guy the benefit of the doubt. Bring your walls down a little bit.
there's always somebody that's got it worse than you.
I agree. That's another thing. Like, I read this deal the other day. I think it was on X. I hate calling Twitter X. I do. It sounds stupid, but
I don't use it, so I don't care.
I hate it. It was something along the lines of, like, there's a guy laying on his deathbed wishing that he had your life right now,
Yeah,
or there's a guy who's unemployed wishing he had your job, or there's somebody who's longing for love that wishes they had your relationship, or somebody who can't have kids that wishes they had kids like you do, and it's like, stop, stop looking at the negative things in your life as a negative
yeah,
thing. Shut the fuck up. Stop being a pussy. Man up or woman up, however you wanna say it,
yeah,
and start appreciating the things that you do have, because the things that you do have are tangible. They're in front of you, and what you don't have doesn't matter because you don't have it. So who gives a shit,
yeah.
right?
If you want it, set a goal,
If you want it, go
make a
get it.
plan.
There's like, this is like, I'm weird, man. ChatGPT,
Love it.
oh god, I love it. But it's taught me that you can do anything. And the reason that everybody doesn't do anything is because they don't know what step to take. And if you know the step to take, you can do anything.
Behind that, I feel, is embedded in fear,
Fear of risk.
fear of the unknown.
This podcast was scary as shit. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I tore it down a couple of times, set everything on fire. I took everything outside and I set it all on fire and burned it.
I remember that text. I was so mad at you.
It's like, ah, fuck this. Like, I can't do this. It's too, I don't understand. It's too hard. It's too complicated. There's too much shit that I don't know. I can't get it to work right. Can't get it to do what I want it to do. Can't.
Oh, that's not a word in my
Yeah,
vocabulary.
that's all I said. Can't. And then, like, I felt like a stupid piece of shit for doing all that, and I'm like, and then I felt like I was really sad. I was really sad. Like, God, why did I do that? Like, now it's all gone, and then I'm like, "You know what? Fuck it. It's not gone. I still have a chance. I can make this right." And I just built it back way better. Took it way more serious.
And that kind of segues into our little conversation we had about failure the other day.
Yeah.
Was that yesterday?
I don't know.
It's all been one long day.
Every day's a long day.
Yeah. Did you feel like you failed, or were you just upset that you didn't understand something yet?
I didn't actually, well, I felt like I was failing and that I couldn't succeed. That's what I felt like.
Fair enough.
I was afraid. I don't know if oh god. I wasn't afraid to succeed. I was afraid to fail completely, and I was so frustrated. Like me, my mentality, this is something that I've been working out, understanding myself. I beat myself up when I think I should be able to do something and I can't do it. And that is
That
a
is
result of my childhood
that's
because
frustrating.
dad, like the way we were raised is dad was like, you have to do it right the first time, no exceptions. If you can't, you're a fuck up and you're a loser and you're a failure. And that's how I was raised. So you try your best to get it right the first time. And when I can't get it right the first time, I go batshit ballistic on myself. And I'd rather just throw my hands up, say, fuck all this, and walk away and go do something else. And the podcast meant more to me than just throwing my hands up and saying fuck it and walk away. I did throw my hands up. I did say fuck it. I literally burned everything in a fire pit in the ground in my backyard and then felt completely like shit for doing that because I was too afraid to fail. I was too afraid to learn. I was too afraid to really push myself or to take that risk. I was trying so hard to do everything as cheap as I could do it, right? And in my mind, the cheap in my mind was cheaper than actual cheap. So I still did this
Mm,
podcast as cheap as you can do it, but it's a lot more expensive than what I thought it was going to be.
expectation, and that is expectations.
Yeah, I set myself up for internal failure because I set an expectation without really knowing what the fuck I was doing or anything. But on the other hand, I've learned a lot. Or I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself, and I've learned a lot about the way that I approach things. So I've also learned not to be a chicken shit.
A lot of people would benefit from like not being so fearful.
Yeah,
Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being seen,
yeah.
just scared.
Which is stupid. 2 years ago, I sat at a McDonald's one day. You know that big ass Target I got in the backyard that I got from you?
Mhm.
Yeah, bow target.
Yeah.
What I use as a bow target. On the way back from picking that up, I went to a McDonald's with Aaron, and we sat down at this McDonald's. I was starving, man. I hadn't eaten all day, and we went in there and I ordered like a fish sandwich, whatever. So we're sitting at this little table, and there's an employee, a girl. She might have been a fry cook or something. Not a front counter girl, but she was standing almost perpendicular to where we were, so we could see her, but her back was to us. So she never, at any time, did she see us. I forget where I'm going with this, but in that moment, okay, here we go. In that moment, I realized that we didn't exist to her. Like, we didn't exist because she had no conscious awareness that we were there.
The unobserved.
Yeah, we were the unobserved. So as far as she knows, that whole area was empty. There was nobody sitting there. We didn't exist. But we saw her. Now, we didn't sit there judging. She didn't know we existed. So it doesn't matter what we were doing. Nobody was watching us. Like nobody was watching because nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're doing because most people are so self-absorbed in what they're doing, thinking, what is everybody thinking about me? When
Yep.
in fact, nobody's looking at you either. Everybody's thinking about themselves.
That's what kept me out of a gym.
Yeah, and now you're what, going you're 3,
Third
4 weeks in?
Yeah, there's, like, halfway through my 3rd week,
Fuck yeah, dude.
and I'm actually going more and more each week and realized, like, ultimately, it's not that I thought I was important, but I'm not as important as I thought I was, where, like, I don't stand out. I'm not a red flower in a thing of sunflowers, you know?
Another thing I learned as that is, let's say there is somebody that comes up and judges you, somebody that has something negative to say.
That's on them.
I have learned this, that it is them projecting their fear onto you to
Mhm.
make themselves feel better. I just 7 years old, and I didn't realize that and really understand that concept until I was 47 years old.
It opens up a door to empathize with people, tolerate things. Not saying somebody comes up talking shit like, well, okay, you're right. It allows you to look at life from multiple perspectives at the same time.
Yeah.
Just understanding where people are coming from, that it's not about you.
Yeah, just recognizing the fact that it's not about you gives you that alternate perspective.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it going back to the control thing, it puts the control in your hands where you can control how you react.
Yeah. And that's the I mean, ultimately, I think that's the only thing people have control over is how they react to a situation or any kind of stimuli. It doesn't have to be a situation. A lot of growing up to do. I'm almost dead. I'm not almost dead. I got at least 30 years in me, at least.
I think I got about 20 minutes.
You know, I worried about you for a while. And then I thought about like all the shit that you would eat and like you're always on the road, or at least you used to always be on the road. So like road diets aren't exactly great diets, you know?
A lot of gas station pizzas,
Yeah.
chicken strips. Those are my favorite.
Like I really like Casey's gas station pizza though.
Their breakfast pizza with the bacon, best thing ever.
It is really good.
Worked with a guy when I was doing the bridges over in Council Bluffs. Uh, Foreman from Arizona came up. They don't know what Casey's is down there yet. I'm sure.
It's like a virus. It'll be down
Yeah,
there shortly.
it'll be out in the ocean.
Fuck. On that big island of garbage that floats offside of
Yeah,
California.
out there stuck on a raft. Let me here get a pizza.
Or Casey's.
But introduced him to that like his 3rd day here, and like I think he ate like 4 of them a day every day for like 3, 4 months.
And then at the end of those 3 or 4 months, he was 122 pounds heavier than he was when he started.
That dude was huge. He was jacked. He made like homemade knives out of just scrap iron and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Said he was gonna send me one. Still haven't got it.
It was stuck in your back. No, I'm just
Eh,
kidding.
eh, well,
Just
I've moved like 56 times. Somebody else got it.
man, what do you think, dude?
I think a lot of things.
It's dead air. Like, what's it like sitting with me sitting across the table when we're having coffee is one thing, or sitting in the office when we're in the office together, that's another thing. But what's it like sitting across the table here?
Different. Feels formal.
What makes it like elaborate? Like, what do you mean?
Well, it's the first off, like this is your. I don't know if I'd call it project. Do you call it a project?
I don't know what you call it, to be honest. I don't know what it is. It's not a project.
I don't want to
It's
just
not a
say.
hobby either.
I don't want to leave it at like this is your thing. That just seems like it diminishes it. But we'll just say it's your podcast.
Okay.
your your passion. I'm assuming you look at it almost like a business where it's something that you value and you want to be successful. So I want to contribute to it. Whereas, if we're in the office, it's a lot less formal.
It doesn't have to be formal here, but
Not not saying like I gotta have a bow tie. I mean, I could take this off, right?
yeah. I I tend to
Show up in a suit.
I try not to, but when I come in here, I change. It's almost like a switch, like I change. And you can tell the way my conversations are when I'm in this room versus when I'm outside of this room. But a lot of like, especially I don't want to say recently, but in the past few months, even outside of this room, now my conversations that I have in this room are bleeding to the outside, where my interactions, especially with people who I'm trying to get information from, I'm curious to see how this is going to translate into my sales life going into this season. But
More inquisitive, I think,
I am not afraid to ask questions now.
or hard questions.
Yeah, you remember that Buck Rasmussen? Were you there when that Buck Rasmussen, that Da Vinci rep was in? That he was a former football player for the Patriots?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, I was throwing this dude I was throwing this dude, like, legit questions. Had nothing to do with what we were talking about or what he was there for. I'm talking to him about his life and shit. But I catch myself doing that more and more often with people because I'm letting my curiosity take control. And not necessarily control, but I'm letting my curiosity, like,
Flow.
direct me. And I think letting that happen, I realize that the reason I ask questions why and the way I do is because I ask the question in the way that I do so that I can get the information I'm looking for contextualized into a way that I can understand it.
Your coding language?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, like, somebody's like, why do you ask so many questions? Well, I'm asking questions so that I can understand.
Yeah.
So, but that's how I do it. I don't know. I do kind of flip a little switch in here versus when I'm not. I try to be natural. It's the after dark episodes where I'm a little more loosened up, and that's where it's a little more like natural conversation. Like this
Yeah.
is pretty natural right here,
Yeah.
but no, I really love this stuff, dude. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, what time you got to head out? You said you had to be home by 7:45.
Yeah, as long as I'm back in Lincoln by, like, 7:30, 7:45.
Right on. And how long does it take you to get there?
About 40, 45 minutes.
40, 45 minutes, which would put you there right now at 7:30 if you left now. Well, step one. Ladies and gentlemen, Through the Rough with Sam and Slade, and this is that podcast guy coming back at you. Through the Rough with Sam and Slade, brothers, talking anything from real life to philosophy to what the hell's going on in our day-to-day life. Just wanted to bring you a little sample, a little taste of outside the box, if you will, and we hope to bring you more episodes like this, both in Through the Rough and Through the Rough After Dark, which is on our Patreon account. We'll get around to that. Need a couple shots for that one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the After Dark episodes are where everybody takes their pants off and sits around in their tiger skin thongs and just has a really good time.
I bought a new guitar.
Right on the road again. But thanks for tuning in. Slade, thanks for coming on. I can't wait to have another one. I'd like to do these relatively regularly, and I think the more time you spend on this, the more comfortable you'll get, and we can have some pretty awesome conversations that hopefully will be engaging for people, and maybe somebody will learn something. What do you think?
I agree, and definitely would love to come back.
Right on. That being said, we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to stop by throughtherough.net to check out our latest episodes, merchandise, and hit that donation tab to keep content coming. See you again next week.